What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. I go by Data Refinement Online. This is a daily show that goes over tips and tricks on how to build or grow your online store. If this is something you're interested in, please like and subscribe. Let's get into it. This is the most important part, which is you need to pick a specific income goal. Once you have this goal, it makes the rest of the planning a lot easier. So let me know in the comment section below how much money you guys are trying to make. Is it extra money for a vacation? Are you trying to pay off some debt? Do you want to quit your 9-to-5? Let me know in the comment section below. And make sure you stay all the way to the end of the video because I've got a really good bonus tip for you guys. I'll see you in the episode. Step one is going to be, we have to pick a goal. And this goal is, do you want to earn $1,000 extra per month? Maybe you're seeking early retirement and you want to add this into your existing income. Maybe you don't like your 9-to-5 and you want to replace it. The most common goal that I get is, how do I earn $1,000 a week to replace my income? That's around $52,000 a year. Or you might have the same goal as me. My goal is to earn $2,000 a week net reselling with some staff. And what I mean by that is, I want an independent contractor helping me with listing and shipping and prepping. And I also want a virtual assistant helping me with the bookkeeping and some of the things that I don't like. So for me, that's my particular goal. For you, step one is determining a goal. The second part of this same goal is determining your why. This is critical. You need to figure out why you're doing this. Is it because you are looking for the next get rich quick scheme? Because this would be the wrong thing to do, because it takes a while to build up your inventory. This isn't a get rich quick thing. This is more like a job actually than it is a business for most people who just get started. You're just going to be finding things around the house to sell. You're also going to be learning what niche you want to get into, whether it be cooking equipment or it be shoes. I recommend the two easiest categories to get into are going to be used books on Amazon or shoes on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. These are the reason why I recommend these is there are shoes and books almost everywhere in the United States, and you can buy these same things to resell online on eBay. So if you start learning a specific niche like running shoes or dress shoes or textbooks of a certain type, or you're looking for history books of a certain type, you can start buying these online to resell online. And the most successful resellers I know actually do most of their buying online at home. And this takes out all of the driving, all of the meeting with people. It can be a little bit inconsistent, but when you are on top of a niche, you know what's happening in it. So specifically, the goal that I want to go over is the $100 a day model. If you can't learn one niche till you earn $100, then I would recommend you don't pick that niche, because this is very hard. And if you spend a lot of time getting good at one category, you're going to have a lot more success than spreading your attention wide. And it's as simple as, let's say you wanted to learn how to sell shoes, dresses, blouses, pants, jeans, and suspenders at the same time. You wouldn't have enough time to get really good at just one of those categories, so you wouldn't notice when there's an opportunity in the market. But if you only sell, let's say, Brooks running shoes, Brooks is the top running shoes, you would know the difference between a certain size selling better than others. You would know if women's running shoes sell better than men's running shoes. You would know which sizes are not released as commonly, and this is going to allow you to determine an opportunity in the market. You might find a size 16 shoe that's very rare and be able to pay $60 for it, knowing it'll sell for $140. But the same shoe maybe is flooded in size 8, but you wouldn't know that if you spread yourself too thin. So I recommend you go into this with the idea of learning a niche till you earn at least $100. Now, that's one model where you basically pick random categories and get good at them. You can get 3 of those categories over the course of your lifetime and you earn $300 a day. 3 niches that you earn $100 in. That is a 6-figure income. $300 a day is 6 figures when you do it, because your e-commerce business is one of those businesses that works 7 days a week. It doesn't close on the weekends or when you're sleeping. It's open every day. So if you think about it, how can I earn $100 a day in a specific niche? You can do this with a random model, which is what sort of I recommend when you're getting started. The second model is going to be the 10 by 10 by 10 model. And this is picking 10 items that sell 10 times a day for $10 profit and just reordering the same 10 items over and over again. As an example, I have a kitchen product that I have learned how to source. Where does it come from? And I started with, is this product going to sell at least 5 times a day. Somebody showed me to start researching eBay solds and try to find a popular product that sells 5 times a day. Then you just reverse engineer it and try to figure out where it's made and how you can improve on the design and do that. So I have a kitchen product that's not quite at 10 sales a day, but it does earn more than $10 profit. So that's one category that I want to get really good at. And I'm starting to spend time cooking more at home. I'm trying to get into this niche because it's very, very important to understand the demographic that you're into. For example, when I started selling on Poshmark, one category that sells thousands of times a day is the athleisure category. And this is stuff like Lululemon or Athleta. And so I started looking at the clothing and what it's made out of. This polo is a Lululemon polo because I'm trying to figure out what it is about this category that's super popular. Why are people wearing it? And that'll give me a better idea. That is one of the categories that I was considering getting into. The one reason that I don't want to be in this category is it's too expensive. So there's for me to sell 10 a day of, let's say, an $88 polo, that's less likely than trying to find like a generic one that's still the same cut and design, maybe the same material that I can sell for $30, and hopefully I can get it sourced for under 10 and net that $10 profit. So this is what I'm talking about when you really need to get into the niche, and your goal should be to pick a category that you can get good at. I don't necessarily think you need to like it. I'm not necessarily passionate about polos, but I do think it's interesting, and you just need to stay interested in it long enough to get good enough at the niche where you can find spaces in the market to squeeze yourself into, and that's super important. Finally, once you figure out, okay, I want to earn $100 a day in shoes and $100 a day in suits and $100 a day in handbags, you just pick one and try to get to that first. The other ones, just put it to the side. You can get to those later, and you may never get to it. I know people who earn $1,000 a day in just one category. So you can go as far as you want, but just start with one till it's at least $100 a day. Because when you have that $3,000 net income coming in, you can build the rest of your resale business. But if you never build up one niche, you'll be stuck in this position where you're never good at any categories and you can never get to the next level. I've seen that happen to a lot of different resellers. So once you pick this specific goal, we're now going to break it into a 90-day goal. So this is going to take us into the next step, which we're going to go over in just a second. But a 90-day goal is basically we're going to determine what you can do now and look at your situation. And then we're going to break this long-term goal of how do I earn $1,000 a week or $100 a day or whatever? And we're going to break it into 90-day segments and then just focus on that. It's not possible to go to get your goal immediately. I was just listening to Gary Vee, and he brought up this like super depressing but really relevant point that he meets people in their 30s and 40s and 50s that challenge him, and they say, when are you going to buy the New York Jets? And he says, in 25 years. And he says he can see a look of sadness come over these guys' faces because they want him to have the goal right now. But he's like, that's not how this works. Building long-term wealth, building a business is not instantaneous. It takes a long time. He has a 25-year vision to make this work. And I can see that as a person that teaches reselling and a reseller myself. When I tell people it's going to take 2 years to build their business, I can see all the blood rush out of their face because they wish this was a lot faster. That's just not the case though. You have to get good at a niche. If you spent your career in an industry, then certainly you can become an expert in that niche almost immediately because it's not really immediate. You spent your whole career working on that. My first job was in cosmetics. I can pick up wrinkle creams or lip plumping stuff because I sold that. That's all I did for the first 2 years of my sales career was basically sell cosmetics that people don't need. So I got an idea of what pain points people are looking for, what insecurities they're trying to solve with this product. And so I have an idea of what to do with that. I have a background selling cars, so I have an idea of what parts sell the most often. The parts that wear out, those are the ones that you want to sell online. So experience is not fast. So for those of you that are picking your goal, pick a little bit of a longer goal. What would you like to be known for? I just took a step back in my own reselling journey because I started to realize, okay, I want to do this for the long haul. If I had unlimited money, what would I do differently? And if I had unlimited money, I would personally still resell. That's why I decided to take this channel more seriously and really get into the nitty gritty of how I plan on doing this. And I'm calling this show A Reseller's Life because I like this idea. I like sales. I like meeting people. I like selling things. I like figuring out the value. And so for me, a goal is to find something that's not only going to earn me a six-figure income, but also I want to do something that I enjoy and something that's interesting and something that's different every day. Also something to give back. So also, if I had unlimited money, I would take my time and do things a little bit more diligently. I would figure out exactly what's going on. I spent the time to figure out exactly how much electricity I use. What am I eating? What am I exercising? What goes into my resale business? And I enjoy understanding the ins and outs of this. So I recommend if you are going to start this journey with me and you want to follow along every single day, my channel is now set up so that I can release a new episode every single day. So if you want to follow along, please consider liking and subscribing. You can always email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. Bonus tip, this is from the book Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. It's probably the greatest self-development book of all time. I also recommend you read The Laws of Success. It's like 50 hours long. You could just listen to this book over and over again and skip all the Tony Robbins stuff because all these self-motivation books are based on this single book, Think and Grow Rich, and The Laws of Success. So let's get into the tip. The tip is you need to pick a definite chief aim. And I think this is really relevant to this episode, which is picking a goal. Once you pick that specific goal, the more you share it with people, the more people will be able to offer you specific advice. It's really important to write this down, have it somewhere visible, and then you can easily decide yes or no when it comes to certain tasks. So if you're wondering if you should go out and do this, you can look at your goal and say, does it help me get closer to this goal or not? The clearer this definite chief aim is, and the more you actually want it, it's easier to say no to things that are not related to it. But if you have a wishy-washy definite chief aim, then anyone can take your attention from you. Anyone can distract you, and that's not going to help you get towards your goal. So regardless of whether or not this goal is actually something that's set in stone, like you have to have this, or it's a life or death situation, just pick a goal and then start moving towards it. You can always adjust your goal later. The point of it is just to build that discipline and that focus, because once you figure out how to focus and get a goal, if your goal is wrong, that's fine. You can just adjust your goal and still figure out how to hit it. So this is a super key tip. If you guys enjoy tips like this, I have a link in the description to the book on Amazon. Also, Audible is a sponsor of this show. So if you like, you can pick up the copy of this book using a free trial, and you can keep the book if you don't like Audible's free trial to no charge of you, and it helps me support the channel. So I appreciate your time. I'll see you guys on the next tip.
Love life, live it like we appreciate it. Think smart, drink smarter, play hard, work harder. If you got a good girl, guard her. Treat her like the daughter of your